The story behind the sweet nickname. Why South Africans call their president Cupcake. In the dynamic and often dramatic world of South African politics, nicknames are common. They can be symbols of respect, markers of criticism, or simple terms of endearment from the public. One of the most unexpected and curiously sweet nicknames to emerge in recent years is Cupcake, a moniker now frequently associated with President Cyril Ramaphosa. For many, it's a harmless, even affectionate label. But the true origin of this nickname is a tale woven from threads of political intrigue, personal scandal, and a major digital leak that rocked the nation. To understand how a president came to be known as Cupcake, we must first travel back to 2017, a pivotal and turbulent year in South African politics. At the time, Cyril Ramaphosa was serving as the deputy president of the country under President Jacob Zuma. However, within their shared political home, the African National Congress, ANC, a fierce battle for leadership was underway. Ramaphosa was a key candidate in the race to become the next president of the ANC, a position that would almost certainly lead to the presidency of the country itself. The contest was intense, highlighting deep divisions within the party. It was in this highly charged atmosphere that a political bombshell exploded, a massive leak of private emails. This was not just any leak. It was part of what became known as the #Gupta leaks, a trove of correspondence that exposed the deep and allegedly corrupt relationship between President Zuma's associates, the Gupta family, and various government officials. As journalists and the public sifted through these emails, hoping to find evidence of state capture, they stumbled upon something more personal, yet equally shocking for a figure like Ramaphosa. Nestled within this vast digital archive were personal emails belonging to Ramaphosa. Among them were communications with several women. One email thread, in particular, captured the nation's attention. In this exchange, a woman with whom Ramaphosa had a confirmed extramarital relationship used a specific, intimate pet name for him, Cupcake. The revelation was stark. Here was Cyril Ramaphosa, a man often portrayed as a disciplined, reserved, and morally upright figure, caught in a personal scandal. The nickname Cupcake, meant for private moments of affection, was suddenly splashed across news headlines and social media platforms for all to see. It created an immediate and awkward contradiction between his public persona and his private life. The situation demanded a response. President Ramaphosa, who was campaigning on a platform of renewal and ethical leadership, chose to confront the issue head-on. He did not deny the affair. In a public statement, he confirmed that the relationship had taken place, acknowledging that he had been unfaithful to his wife, Dr. Chipo Matsip. He stated that the affair had happened years earlier, around 2009, and had since ended. Crucially, he added that he had worked through this transgression with his wife and family, and they had reconciled. He expressed his deep regret and apologized for the pain caused. This confession was a calculated risk. By admitting to the truth, he aimed to drain the story of its power as a political weapon. He framed it as a past mistake for which he had already sought and received forgiveness within his family, effectively asking the public to respect that private resolution. However, the genie was already out of the bottle. While the political fallout from the email leaks was largely overshadowed by the more serious allegations of state capture, the Cupcake nickname stuck in the public imagination. It was simply too memorable, too unusual, and too humanizing or embarrassing, depending on one's perspective, to fade away. So, why did this specific nickname have such staying power? First, its sheer incongruity is a key factor. Cupcake is a soft, sweet, and playful term. It stands in sharp contrast to the typically stern, formal, and powerful image of a national leader. Politicians are often given nicknames that reflect their strength, their cunning, or their heritage. Cupcake broke all those molds, offering a glimpse of a vulnerable, personal side that is rarely seen in the political arena. Second, the story had all the elements of a classic political scandal: power, secrecy, and exposed intimacy. The public is often fascinated by the hidden lives of their leaders, and this story provided a direct, unvarnished look into one. The fact that it was revealed through a leaked email, a modern-day trope of scandal, only added to its intrigue. Today, the nickname Cupcake has been absorbed into South Africa's political lexicon. It is used in a variety of ways. For his supporters and some in the media, it can be a lighthearted, almost endearing term, symbolizing a more relatable and human leader. It serves as a reminder that even the most powerful individuals have personal lives and are capable of error. For his critics, however, it can be used as a subtle jab, a way to subtly reference the scandal and question his integrity without launching a direct political attack. The journey of the word cupcake, from a private term of endearment to a public political nickname, is a fascinating case study. It demonstrates how modern politics is increasingly played out in the digital space, where the line between the public and the personal is constantly blurred. A single leaked email can change the narrative around a leader, attaching a label that may follow them for the rest of their career. In the end, the story of Cupcake is more than just a quirky anecdote about a president's nickname. It is a snapshot of a critical moment in South Africa's history, a moment of political transition, exposed secrets, and a leader's public reckoning with his private actions. It reminds us that our leaders are complex human beings, and that the stories the public tells about them are often shaped by the most unexpected fragments of their lives. So, the next time you hear someone refer to President Ramaphosa as Cupcake, you'll know that behind that simple, sweet word lies a complex tale of power, politics, and personal fallibility.